What's going on, everybody? I'm Aaron.
And I'm Aaron.
Welcome to our show, Cryptocosm, where I bring you the astrological forecast.
And I'm bringing you your daily crypto news. And right now, there's so much information going on in the crypto world that over the past 15 years, me and Aaron's friendship has really uncovered a lot of this correlating rhythm between these two worlds.
That's right, and there's so much going on upstairs in the astrology that's reflecting down here what's happening in the crypto market. We've had this show on the plate for quite a while now, but it's been a lot to get this, the studio, everything kind of figured out. And while we're working through the tech aspects of the show, there's honestly, this is such a fire hot week that we don't have the time to sit here and work through the logistics and the technicalities. We just need to bring you this message because there's some crazy stuff going on. And if you're watching the charts, you already know part of it.
Welcome to the insane world of crypto. So let's just take a look at this last week of what's really been going on. I mean, there's been a really huge 3 days between Thursday, Friday, and Saturday where we've had a new all-time high in the market cap. We've reached $850 billion. That's $120 billion of just absolute new fresh money entering in this market. And not only that, just in one day, in Sunday, we saw this $120 billion vanish into thin air and come out of cryptocurrency.
So that was what, over Sunday, Monday?
Sunday, Monday, we saw this enormous amount of money just being pulled out. So what's going on in the sky here? Why don't you give us a little insight on?
Yeah. So in order to give you kind of to fill it in, it's so much larger than the two pieces of just yesterday and today, right? It's like looking at a 1,000-piece puzzle and only looking at these two pieces and saying, well, what is the image I'm seeing? Why is this happening? Why are these numbers fluctuating the way that they are? And I want to kind of step back and say, well, look, this is a 1,000-piece puzzle, but not only that, this is a 3D puzzle. So once you get it all together, you're still gonna have to stare at it to figure out what in the world you're looking at, right?
We want the big picture.
That's right. So to start of what's coming up this week and to move forward, it's essential that we move backward, all right? As far as the astrology goes, some big dates to look at here is what happened in November. And on November the 5th, Mercury, our planet of communication, our planet of trading goods, the messenger, right, God's messenger, entered the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the explorer. It is philosophy and religion and education and all the higher consciousness stuff and getting out there. So when our messenger, Mercury the messenger, entered into Sagittarius on November the 5th, excuse me, we had seen quite a spike and stir come up.
That's absolutely right. We really reached a total market cap of $200 billion for the first time in the crypto world. That's insane, especially coming all the way from January of 2017, where we were just at a teeny tiny 15 billion.
It's nothing, right? So now Mercury is the fastest moving planet in our solar system, which goes around the sun 3 times faster than Earth does, right? Which means 3 times a year Mercury retrogrades, where it appears from Earth's perspective that it's moving backward. Just as if you're on the expressway and a car is going faster than you, then you slightly start to go faster than that car, then the car goes faster than you, then you go faster than the car. It appears that car is moving backwards, but in fact, it's just the proximity of where you are in relationship to it and the speed that you're going. So that's basically a simple breakdown of what a retrograde is. So Mercury, it only takes about 20 days to go through each sign of the zodiac, okay? Now, it entered Sagittarius on the 5th of November and would have generally gone through in about 20 days, but what had happened, because it started its retrograde period at the very end, so on December 3rd, okay, it's still in Sagittarius, and December 3rd, it starts its retrograde period at 29 degrees Sagittarius, which is conjuncting Saturn. Saturn is the heavy hitter when it comes to astrology. He is the king of karma. He is the ruler of the third dimension. Saturn's no joke. He's not someone to mess around with. So when you have God's messenger lining up with the king of karma and the strict ruler of what solidifies the limits, okay? Saturn solidifies the limits, and beyond this, you can't go any further. So beyond this bubble, it's going to break. Beyond this physical table, it's gonna break once we push its limits too far. So on December 3rd, Saturn and Mercury met together at 29 degrees of Sagittarius, and that's when it began its retrograde cycle. And then for 3 weeks, from Earth's perspective, started moving backward.
So let's talk about that retrograde. How is this affecting people in this psychology when it comes to these cryptocurrency worlds?
So a retrograde cycle, generally a lot of astrologers will tell you don't don't do a lot of things. Don't live for 3 months out of the year, really. Don't sign new agreements. Don't purchase big, buy a house or move. Don't get a new car. And if you're going to look at, signing contracts, everything, it's review. Retrograde is review, reevaluate, rethink. Have I done the math? Have I looked at all of this information? Do I know it through and through to where I can confidently sign on the dotted line and say, yes, I feel very confident about this decision. So what happens during these retrograde periods is people want to act without the thinking or the information that's, again, Mercury is the planet of information. So we don't always have all the information that's coming to us or that should be there for us to make these big decisions, and we kind of act fast. So what had happened when that Mercury retrograde started on December 3rd? We saw a huge spike in the cryptocurrency, and everyone acted. They saw that bubble. They saw this Bitcoin hit $10,000, and everybody wants a piece of that puzzle, right?
So it's kind of like the rocket was going towards the moon as we're climbing and climbing and climbing, and everybody wants to jump on board to take that voyage. But little do they know, during this retrograde period where we have all these people acting first and not thinking, the rocket actually hits the moon and starts its retrograde on the way back.
So basically, to break that down, all right, Mercury, November 5th, entered Sagittarius. Then we're moving forward, right? We're moving forward to December 3rd. At the very end, the very last degree of Sagittarius, 29 degrees. Okay, so we almost made it to the end. We almost made it into Capricorn, but we didn't. We stopped. And now we're starting to move backward. So Mercury on the 3rd starts moving back and starts covering all of the territory that it already had covered. So it's as if the people that were, had all this, the Bitcoin rise, and everyone wants to say, oh yeah, I want to get back on that train too. And we move back. So all this information's kind of coming back full circle. And when did Mercury stop the retrograde cycle? It stopped on the 21st of December, okay? That's when it stationed, the 22nd of December, Mercury stationed direct, which means from Earth's perspective, it didn't move at all for a whole day.
And what did we see happen in the Bitcoin price? After, as you said, Saturn, the leader of limits here, coming back around to Bitcoin, really showed its brute strength on the beast of Bitcoin and put a pause on it just before it hit $20,000.
Right, that's because on December 19th, Saturn left the 29th degree of Sagittarius and moved into its home sign of Capricorn. Now, Saturn is a 30-year cycle, 30 years, a Saturn return, okay? It takes roughly 2.5 years for Saturn to get through each sign. And its ruling sign, associated sign, is Capricorn, okay? It is structure. It is, the third dimension, the limits of what we know is our physical world, okay? It's also government. The Capricorn is looked at as our government structure. It's looked at as we are going to make it happen. Capricorn is the mountain goat that is going to get to the top of the mountain. So on December 19th, Saturn finally made its 30-year come back around to home, exactly where it loves to be more than any place in the world. And what happened?
Well, and Saturn solidifying its events, we take a look at Donald Trump and the new tax laws that are now enforced on crypto and what happened. And now the government is actually enforcing more strict regulation on crypto. What does this mean? Well, it means a few different things. And one of those things is the government is now really recognizing crypto as a real thing.
Which is exactly what we need. Exactly what we need.
Exactly. Actually, technically they removed the term real from real property, specifically outing just cryptocurrency. And now that these coins aren't taxed just when they move from crypto world back into our analog money, but now from coin to coin as well. So they're really trying to put their hooks in and get their piece of the pie.
Right, which is exactly why, for one, we started this show, but it's exactly what cryptocurrency is there for to begin with. It's there to release us of this this entanglement, this quantum entrapment that we have with our government, our money, and it's kind of controlling our lives. You know, look what we'll talk about what happened with the decentralized internet in another episode, but
lots of good things to come.
Lots of good things to come. So let's get back to Mercury here and moving forward. So it's stationed direct on the 22nd, started to move back forward, recovering the ground it's already seen twice now. So this is the third time Mercury's come back over these points. And while that's happening, our market is just going up and down, going crazy, right? So what day do we finally get out of this retrograde cycle? What day do we finally leave that 29th degree, right? Well, that happens this week. On Tuesday, on the 10th, Mercury hits that 29 degree Sagittarius, okay? So we might not be surprised to see similar numbers or similar things that we had seen back on December the 3rd, which is the first time Mercury hit that part with Saturn, okay? Now on the 11th, we are moving full steam ahead. Nothing is in retrograde, nothing is in shadow anymore. We are moving outside, we are moving into new ground, new territory.
That's right.
And there's some pretty big things happening with a couple companies as well. There's some meetings and
a lot of good things to look forward to. We have a huge meeting for IOTA on January 10th. So we're hoping to see some major releases from one of the most promising blockless chains out there that can do some amazing things. And right now, IOTA seems to be one of the most comprehensive systems out there that's available for mass scale. And I'm talking fit for total adoption. The more people that are on there, the faster the network gets. And we're going to definitely get into more of these technical aspects down the line as we go along here.
And it's exciting that happens to be happening coincidentally on the exact same day that we're hitting that 29th degree Sagittarius, which is also known as the midheaven or the galactic center of the universe, okay? It's directly there in the middle. So whenever we see any planets come across this 27 degrees Sag to 0 degrees Capricorn, we look at this as kind of a fate train, as destiny. So it's like as if we have the information hitting our destiny, the trader of goods hitting our destiny, our karmic destiny, and putting us on the path of where we need to be for the future, to give us a more solid, grounded future. And then we're going to be moving into Capricorn, right? The very next day, the 11th, Capricorn is solid ground, okay? We want to see all of this stuff solidify. We want to see these numbers solidify. This crazy roller coaster, it's still going to happen, of course. It's still a volatile market. However, we're going to see things come into a lot more firm, kind of solid ground here that we can sink our teeth into, which is really exciting.
That's right. And a lot of these major events and these big things that are happening in the crypto world and the government world and the taxes really seem to click into place during these major astrological events like Saturn on December 19th, the new laws being created, coinciding with the Bitcoin all-time highs. It's just something to see that really just work like clockwork when things are happening in the sky.
Absolutely, and coming to this week, without getting into too much of the astrological jargon, the ins and outs and what have yous of it, what we're seeing from an astrology perspective is this, again, this is a karmic week. This is a fate week, okay? This is, if we have done the research, if we have done the groundwork, okay, know that our footing is solid as we track up to the mountaintop. If we know that we've done all this groundwork, we're going to get to the top of Mount Everest, tell the story, get back down, and be able to share it and all this great stuff. So we're coming to this time where it's like, do you know how to play poker? Do you know the hand that you're dealt with? Right? If you're sitting here with a royal flush and it's just a one-on-one opponent, you have a royal flush in your hand and your opponent pushes all in, well, your opponent is fear, right? And he's putting you all in and testing you and seeing, do you have what it takes to match me? Do you have what it takes to really come forward and bring this to the table? And if you know your cards, if you've done the research, you know nothing can beat this royal flush. And I'm going to go ahead and make this big move. I'm going to go ahead and make this commitment. Again, Saturn in Capricorn is commitment. Anything that comes in there is commitment. When we're talking about our information coming in there, Venus right now is in Capricorn, which is the, you know, not only the planet of love, but it's our planet of money. Okay? So Venus is in Capricorn, Pluto's in Capricorn. Saturn is in Capricorn, the Sun is in Capricorn, and then on the 11th,
lot of Capricorn.
Mercury is going to be in Capricorn. Okay, we are talking solid. We're talking commitments. We're talking no bullshit. Okay, this is the real deal, real conversation, real stuff. And if you know that you have the no bullshit hand, it's saying play it. Play it right now. Do not hesitate. Do not let fear push you out of this game, because you are much, much bigger than that.
That's right.
Make these moves.
So what are we seeing in the crypto world? Well, if we take a look at coinmarketcap.com today, you're going to see a complete Red Sea. Everything is going down right now at this moment. What does that mean for us? Well, that means we have just a little bit of time, maybe another day, day and a half or so, to really solidify your moves. Make sure you've done your research. Make sure you read the corporate papers. What's going on in the roadmaps of the coins that you're holding? You want to make sure your vision is aligned with them, and it's something that you believe in and that you're going to see yourself using down the line. I mean, if you're buying into a coin, expect yourself to be a user of that coin, because this is really what's going to drive the value up. If you buy into something and you're thinking that, well, I just did it because everybody else did it, and you don't know why, you might want to rethink your position right now, and now is going to be the major time to do that.
Buy in what you believe and believe in what you buy. It's that simple.
Absolutely. You want to maximize your risk, or I'm sorry, minimize your risk and maximize your profit.
Maximize your risk here, friends. Go all in on
Blindfold.
Yeah, I got a pair of deuces. Let's do this.
Well, the Doyle Brunson, well, you never know. A 7 deuce could be the best hand in poker, but I don't know if I'd want to take that chance in this world.
That's how you play it. Either way, if you know what's going on, you know your hands, don't be afraid. Get in there and do it. This is a serious week. This is a serious fate week. Come next Monday, excuse me, when the moon comes into Capricorn, we're going to start a whole new shift as we have the new moon here. It's the first new moon of the year of 2018. We're going to see things go onto solid ground. So this opportunity in these 6-7 days will not be around next week.
That's right. So take a look at your portfolio. Make sure you're holding exactly what you want to be holding at the time. Do your last minute research, make any filing moves, and then hold strong.
Believe in it. Thank you so much for tuning in to Crypto Cosm. We have a lot of great information coming your way.
So much
Again,
more.
we're going to go through a whole history here of astrology, of finances. We're gonna lay it down for you. We're going to just lay it on the table and make it really easy on understanding why we're here doing this and why we're giving this information away. Got a lot of stuff coming on, so like, share, subscribe.
And make sure you hit that little bell notification down at the bottom of the screen so you don't miss a beat.
See you next time.
Crypto Cosm.